So you have just booked your very first summer holiday to Greece, or maybe you have just booked one of the many holidays that you've already been to Greece. You have planned everything to the letter, from the very first day to the last, what to do, what to eat, what to drink, what to avoid, where to go, what to see, who to speak to. Or maybe you've done nothing of the sort and you plan to just take each day as it comes. Whatever you have or you haven't planned, if you want to experience one of the biggest lessons in life, not just Greek life, in life in general, then keep watching this video. My name is Tam, welcome to the Greekosophy channel, and today I'm gonna tell you how you must spend your very first summer day in Greece. I know what you may be thinking. You're giving us a video of how to spend our first summer day in Greece and it's almost the end of August. Well, that is not necessarily for this summer. It's for any summer that you're gonna spend in Greece. And as I said, it applies to everyone, whether you are going there for the first or for the last time or for many times. In this video, I'm gonna describe you how, in my opinion, you must spend your first whole summer day in Greece. It can be a September day as well, it can be an October day, it depends on the weather, as long as it's a nice warm hot weather that you can swim as well. Okay, it doesn't necessarily need to be absolutely summer, it can be April, it can be May. And what I say is you must, obviously I'm not going to force you to do that, but through these 10 tasks that I'm going to tell you to do, not only are you going to experience how a Greek, how a local experiences their day, especially in the summer, but there's a little bit of life lessons in each and every task that I'm going to give you, and I will describe to you later on. What I mean by whole day, I mean a whole 24-hour period. So if you arrive on your first day in Greece, let's say midday, you can do whatever you want for the rest of the day, but when you get up the following day, follow this path. Again, if you arrive in the evening, do whatever you would like to do, have a nice sleep in the evening, and then follow the next day, that 24-hour period. Now, throughout this video, I'm gonna be showing you some photos, maybe some videos as well, I don't know. All of them are from my personal collection, from my trips when I visit Greece to see the family. Apologies about the qualities of those photos. Most of them were not taken with a proper smartphone. Some of them are a bit older versions of smartphones, not very good definition. But at least you can sort of kind of see and picture yourself in my place and try to think how you can experience what tasks I'm going to be putting you in this video. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. The first task that you're going to do when you get up in the morning is find a nice spot to have your morning coffee. I'm not telling you have a big breakfast, okay? This particular day, you're not going to have a big breakfast. Play it as a Greek. Have a coffee, chill, and have a light bit, whether it's a piece of cake or a cookie or maybe a pastry. Now, when I say find a nice place, it depends really where you're staying. I'm not telling you to grab a taxi and go far and away. If you're staying in a hotel with a nice view in the area where they're serving their breakfast, have a seat there. If you feel that where you're staying there's a nice cafe outside, nice view again that you can people watch, you can do that as well. So for example, imagine to start your day sitting right here, you see in that photo there. Okay, this is me enjoying an ice cold frappe with my nephew and waiting for the rest of the group to arrive so we can have our first dip in the sea. You don't have to have such a great view and you don't have to be so close to the sea to still enjoy your first morning coffee in Greece. But the more relaxing the setting, the more relaxing the view, the better. The important part though is this, and this is the rules that I'm going to set you for this first task. The first thing is that you must try a Greek coffee. Now, there are two types of Greek coffee, and two that are kind of sort of inventions as well. Now, the first one is obviously a hot Greek coffee. Some other people might call it Turkish or Arabic coffee, but it's a special blend, so it's a Greek coffee. Okay, Greeks love coffee. They take hours drinking it, and it's a time for socializing and relaxing. So you can go in a cafe or in that particular area and order a Greek coffee. A single comes in a small pot, a double comes in a larger pot. You can have it without sugar, although I would definitely advise you to have it with a little bit of sugar, or if you like sweet coffees with more sugar than normal. Don't ask for milk in a Greek coffee, please. You don't put milk in a Greek coffee. Or if you want to experience an ice cold coffee, try a Greek frappe. Now, forget the kind of frappes you find in places, like chain cafes all around the world. These are really, really, really nasty. They taste nasty. They just take the coffee granules and they put ice in it, and oh no. Greek frappe is really, really nice. So again, you can have it with milk or without milk, and you can have it without sugar, with sugar, sweet, or half and half. Or if you like your cappuccinos or your espressos, you can have them ice cold, what we call freddo cappuccino. Don't think that they're just making a hot cappuccino and they're just putting ice cubes on that. No, there's a special thing about it. Or freddo espresso. Okay, and throughout your stay, I would definitely recommend you try those 4 types of coffees. Now, as I said, don't have a massive breakfast, and you will see why later on. But what I would like you to do while you're having your breakfast is forget your phone. Please don't go online, don't text anybody, don't take any photos. Just sit back, relax, take a deep breath, look around you, look at the people walking around you, take in the scenery, empty your mind, and just take each sip at a time, make it worthwhile. Finally, you've reached a country where enjoying life is part of the culture, and distressing is also part of the culture. So make sure that you make the most out of that. You can spend an hour and a half, even 2 hours for that breakfast, but make sure that you enjoy that. Now, the life lesson that you're going to learn from this part is really that life is very short, and you have to really appreciate it, and at times sit back, try to think nothing really, just empty your mind and enjoy its beauty in its very simplest form. Okay, you're just sitting in a place, in a foreign place, you don't know anybody apart from your co-traveler or co-travelers, and you're just sitting back and taking a deep breath. Okay, you don't have to think about your troubles, you don't have to think about your problems. For just that particular moment, you forget about anyone around the world, you switch off your phone, and you just breathe the foreign air, you enjoy the foreign sun and the foreign drink. The lesson in life is that we really, really must enjoy moments of distressing. Stress is a major factor in our lives, and it causes a lot of health problems, and there are times where we just have to sit back and take it away from us and just enjoy even that moment where we don't think of anything else. Your second task for the day is quite simple. While your waiter brings you your coffee or your pastries, start a conversation with them. Or even if the owner is there, start a conversation with them. And especially about the place that you have just arrived to. Find out where to go, what to see, speak about Greece. Greeks love speaking about Greece, and make friends with them. It's very easy to start a conversation with a Greek. Now, the important part there is to ask them where is a very nice place to eat local traditional food. You want to avoid tourist traps while you're there. Okay? Now, most it is quite obvious that a lot of the good places for locals are where the locals are eating. But that might be not very obvious as you walk around the place that you're in. And put it this way, there are a lot of great places to eat that are not even around the area. They are in some hill far away or in the middle of nowhere that only Greeks know how to get there. Okay, so make sure that you ask at least 2 or 3 places. Tell them that you want to experience the traditional cuisine. You're not afraid of what dish they're going to serve you. You just want to try them, and write them down. Make sure you write them down and roughly you know where they are, or at least whoever takes you there know where they are. And as I said, don't be afraid to ask a second Greek or a third Greek or a fourth Greek for the same thing. And if a couple of places crop up in everybody's suggestions, then you know that definitely it's a good opportunity to visit those places because they are good for the locals. Now, the lesson in life for this particular task is very, very simple. Unlike Londoners in the London Metro, Greeks are very social, and the best way and easy way to start getting into the habit of blending with the locals is basically start a conversation with them. They're not going to look at you as if you're who you are. And especially if the conversation has to do with Greece, they will be happy to sit down with you and speak for hours. So don't be afraid if you don't know anybody around you. You just say, "Excuse me, can I ask you something?" Introduce yourself, tell them it's your first time in Greece or your first time in that place, and the conversation will begin. So, let's start making friends that you never know, they may last for a lifetime. Okay, you've had your coffee and your light breakfast, you've spoken to the people, and you've noted down a few places to go and eat. Time now to head to the beach, to the sea. The sea is an important part of this task, okay? Forget swimming pools. I'm getting so frustrated that people go to Greece with such a lovely sea, such amazing waters, deep blue Aegean Sea, deep blue Mediterranean Sea, because it's not only the Aegean. And they spend their time in a swimming pool that hundreds of people dive in there and God knows what they're doing, with chemicals in there to clean the water, while they have fresh, lovely water in the sea next to them. So this task is forget about the swimming pool. Head to the sea, okay? While you're there, try to find somewhere with a shade. It is very important you find a place with a shade, whether that's an umbrella or a gazebo or under some rocks or anything. Greeks in their majority do not like to sit under the sun. Okay, they like to sit under the shade, and you can get a tan even if you sit under the shade. And trust me, I'm Greek, but when I visit back home on the first days, I even wear a very strong sun protection lotion because I still get burned. Okay, the sun is very dangerous, and you don't want to spoil the rest of your days in Greece. So find a nice area where you're going to swim. If you have problems with swimming, if you don't swim, or if you're not a very good swimmer, you can still put your feet in the water. You can sit next to the water with the little waves splashing at your feet, and you can enjoy that anyway. But the important part of this exercise, this task, is to forget the swimming pool. Okay, you are going to spend your day at the sea. Well, the lesson in life for this task, it's very simple. Try to get out of your comfort zone. If you're scared of the sea, this is a good opportunity because the Mediterranean Sea is one of the safest seas in the world. There are no life-threatening animals or fish swimming in there. Okay, it's very clear waters, and I'm going to enjoy it, really enjoy it. So try to get out of your comfort zone, forget the swimming pool. You can still make friends at the beach as well. You can see people around having a good time. And as I said, if you're not a very good swimmer, don't worry about it. You can just sit by the sea with the little waves splashing at your feet. You're not going to be in any danger whatsoever. And if you're still unsure, there should be a lifeguard or some locals there, and you can ask them for yourself. So you have arrived at the beach, you have found your spot under the shade. It's time for you to enjoy your morning or midday at the beach, swimming. Now, obviously, this task is mainly for those who can swim. You might have already passed through some of those canteens that sell you flip-flops for the sea, or masks and breathers for under the water. But this task is a great opportunity for you to enter the water, start swimming, and then turn around you to face the beach and look at the scenery surrounding the place where you are. It's a great opportunity to see where exactly you are spending your day. Okay? As I said, it's important to have protection from the sun. Even when you are swimming, make sure that you have plenty of protection around your face and on your shoulders, because the sun will still get you here and there, and you're gonna end up being red-faced and peeling off your skin. Trust me on that. So this very simple task is all about swimming. Try not to spend your hours at the beach sunbathing. Enjoy the sea, enjoy the saltiness of the water. If you have a mask, you can see, you can put your face underwater and see, little fish or rock formations or corals or anything like that, depending on where you're swimming. But try to spend that day getting to know the Greek waters, the Greek sea. Swimming is one of the best exercises you can get. So rather than you sweating it under the sun and getting roasted, you are exercising and building up an appetite for what's gonna come later on in the evening. The life lesson for this task is very simple. There are numerous occasions where I have been to the beach and I see people sort of getting covered all over because they don't seem very comfortable with the way they look. And I feel, that kind of sadness, because at the end of the day, it's how you feel about yourself. You should never feel embarrassed for how you look. Never live your life or for based on how people want to see you look. Okay, if you're happy with the way you look, it doesn't matter for anybody else. Okay, you're at the beach. If you're happy with the way you look, go for it. You swim, you have a great time. If you don't feel very comfortable for it, again, forget about it. Pretend that nobody is looking at you. Pretend that you're just on your own at that beach, and just go and have a nice swim, and then come out at the beach and read a book and have another coffee and have a drink, etc. You are on holiday, you're in a different country, most probably no one around you is gonna ever see you again. So you might as well enjoy your holiday, enjoy your own life the way you want to enjoy it, rather than the way other people want to see you enjoying it. That's the lesson for this task. So you've had your swimming or snorkeling or even scuba diving, and now you've come on the water and it's almost midday and you're kind of getting hungry. The important thing there is not to have an early lunch. And what I mean by early lunch, I mean early Greek lunch. So you see, in Greece, our lunch is around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's quite late. So by that time, you might be really starving, okay? But don't be tempted to go and eat early, like 12 or 1 o'clock. Why? Because most probably you're going to be sitting with the rest of the tourists in a tourist trap. Okay, you want to enjoy Greece like a local, like the locals do. So if you're really peckish around midday, I'm sure around where you are at the beach there will be places where you can get, again, maybe a pastry or even an ice cream or something really, or a fruit, something really to sort of keep you interested until 2:30 in the afternoon. So yes, it's quite tempting for you to say, well, I'm hungry now, forget that task. No. You're going to spend the whole day based on these 10 tasks. So keep it tight, all right? Have something small to eat and wait until it's 2:30 to go and have lunch. Okay, the life lesson for this task, it's very simple. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Greece, do as the Greeks do. Okay? It's not only about getting out of your comfort zone, but do something different. Put some spice in your life by doing things differently, by doing things that you've never done before. Sometimes you're going to enjoy it even more, sometimes you're going to like them, but at least you're going to come out of this holiday or even of this day and say, hey, I have done some things today that I've never actually done before in my life. And you know what? I like these things, and maybe I will do them as well again and again and again. Or I didn't really like these things, but at least I have tried. So when in Greece, do it as the Greeks do. Task number 6. Now it's Greek lunchtime. It's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so you are hungry by now after all this exercise. So it is time for you to find a place for lunch. Now, I don't necessarily tell you to go and look for those places your waiter told you in the morning, unless they're quite near to the place where you are. For this particular task, I don't want you to go far away from where you are or where your accommodation is. Okay, and for first time lunch in Greece, what I would recommend is take it easy and go for something light. You can have, for example, a pita gyros or a souvlaki, you know, those on the skewers. It's the best meal, you know, that you will ever had, quick meal you ever had. Or you can have, you know, Greek salads with, with a steak or something like that. Something easy, something that it's not gonna play around with your stomach. For example, seafood or any heavy sauces or anything like that. You know, something grilled, something tasty with a fresh salad. Something refreshing to drink. You enjoy your lunch there. And again, do like the Greeks do, you know, take it easy, relax, breathe in the air, look around your surroundings and chill. Again, have a chat with the waiter, with the owner, with the people around in the tables, it's all gonna be fine. And something that I forgot to mention as well in the first task in the morning is that a lot of people think or say, or I've seen in videos to say that tipping is not very common in Greece. That is actually not the case. In fact, you are going to be well looked after if you leave a nice tip to the waiters, especially nowadays with the financial situation in Greece, and especially these days with the coronavirus that has hit the tourist industry in Greece. These people are really working flat out for very little money. So anything extra they can have, they will definitely appreciate it a lot. And believe me, if you tip them well, they're gonna give you some really good tips on how to enjoy the rest of the day or the rest of the time that you live in that area. And if you go to that place again, you're definitely gonna be looked after like a king. Lesson in life for this task. A very simple one. Greek food. Greek food. It's an experience on its own. Okay? I would just leave it at that. Think of me and of this video when you enjoy your first lunch in Greece. Task number 7. A very controversial maybe for some of you, but it's time for you to return to your accommodation and have a rest. A Greek siesta, call it like that if you like. Okay? Between 3:30 and 5:30, Greece stops. Okay, Greeks like to have a nap or at least get some rest during those hours. It's scorching hot outside. They have had their lunch, they had a busy morning, and it's time for them to have a nap or some rest. It's a time where you will realize that suddenly Greece becomes very quiet, and by law, if you're making a lot of noise, you can actually be in trouble with the police. Now, I know some of you will say, no, I don't want to waste my day for 3 hours. Please, you have followed the 6 tasks so far. Follow this 7th task, okay? Go back to your accommodation. You can have a nap or a rest. You can just lie down, or you can sit in your balcony and just do nothing. Or this might be the opportunity to read a book, or quickly catch up on your emails or on your messages. But you will thank me later on in the evening, because especially in the summer, having those 3 hours of rest is very re-energizing. It keeps you going for longer. Okay, you can go out partying for the rest of the evening until the morning hours, and you won't feel very tired or exhausted. So please follow this particular task, no matter how hard or strange you will find it, and you will thank me later. The life lesson for this task: look after your body, really. Okay, I know that a lot of people push their bodies to the limit, non-stop. They get up early in the morning, they go in bed late at night, running here, running there, a lot of stress, etc. But it's not the cheetah that lives for hundreds of years. It's actually the turtle. So it's now 5:30 in the afternoon, and you have just got up from your nap, or you just read your book, or you feel really chilled and you're ready to go out. Not for your evening out though, because in Greece your evening hour starts really, really late. Okay, so this is an opportunity now to have 2 choices that I'm going to give you. You can return back to the beach where you were, and pretty much, have a little bit of a sunbathing if you want, because the sun is not going to be as strong as it was in the morning, or have a dip in the sea again, and this time the sea is going to be quite warm because all the heat from the morning is going to be absorbed in the water, and in the afternoon, that's why a lot of Greeks go late in the afternoon and have the swim, because the sea is very nice and warm. Or you can explore the area around where you staying, see some of the shops, buy some souvenirs on your first day, so you don't have to do that throughout the remaining part of your stay, and generally see the area around you. I will allow you to enjoy it for a few hours in the afternoon, until it's time to get back to your accommodation, have a shower, and get ready for an evening out. Life lesson for this task. I don't have a life lesson for this task. I guess the lesson would be that, life does not have all lessons. Sometimes you just take it as it is and enjoy it. So you've had a few hours of either spending time at the beach again, or shopping, or just walking around. It is time to now return back to your hotel and get ready for your evening out. And what I mean by that is that first you're gonna go out and have dinner, and then do whatever you like until the morning hours. Now, dinner in Greece is around 10 o'clock in the evening. So as I said, you got out of your accommodation at 5:30, you spend a few hours, so by this time it's almost 8 o'clock, 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock in the evening. So have a quick shower, get ready, and it's time to go for dinner to one of the places recommended to you in the morning. If it's very near where you stay, even better. If it's a bit far, get a taxi to take you there. Okay, so task 9 is going for a dinner. Now, when you reach that place, make sure that there's locals there eating. It's very important. And secondly, when the waiter comes, or the owner, again, pretty much what you did in the morning. Start talking to them. You're new to the area, you love Greece and all that. Start talking about Greece again. Explain to them that you would like to sample some local dishes, not touristy dishes, not the regular Greek dishes like moussakas and the pastiches and yemista and that. Local dishes. Come out of your comfort zone when it comes to Greek food, okay? And let them decide for you. It's very common in Greece when you go to a restaurant, especially if you go there as a regular, to just ask the waiter, so what do you recommend today, or what do we have today? A lot of Greeks don't even look at the menu or at the catalog when you go to a shop. They ask the waiter, and the waiter will just tell them, we got this and that and that and that. So this is a good opportunity for you to sample some dishes that you may not have tried before. And again, get out of your comfort zone. Try some Greek local wines. They are very, 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 very good. Or local drinks or local beers as well. Above all, do not rush. As I explained in some previous videos already, eating in Greece is a social event, and it's not about sitting, ordering, eating, paying, going within half an hour. Okay, spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours there. Okay, because and try not to order a starter, a main, and a dessert. Okay, order a few little dishes, spread around the table, and share it with whoever you're traveling with. You will enjoy it like a local that way, and take your time. There's no rush. You can always order some dishes, and then once they come and you feel that you would like to have something else, you can order more if you like. That's not a problem at all. But enjoy it. Spend a lot of time, and once you finish, depending of whether that place has some live music as well, you might be lucky and stay there for even longer. But yes, spend time to enjoy your dinner. I hope that the recommendations they gave you in the morning were worth it. And let's move slowly to number 10. But before moving slowly to number 10, the life lesson from this task. I guess the life lesson is that eating and a meal does not have to be just a method of getting calories and nutrients down our body. It really is a lot more than that. It's what in the good old days binding the family together. It was the moment where the father will come from work, and the kids will come from school, etc., and they will all sit as a family and talk about what happened throughout the day. And this tends to sort of disappearing more and more and more, and we are all focused on our separate lives, and we don't even have an opportunity anymore, apart from looking at things on Facebook and social media, even for our kids, to find out what's going on. So this is a great opportunity to do it like the locals do it. Spend a couple of hours, enjoy Greek food, enjoy Greek drinks, and speak to your family and to your friends that are there, and catch up with them live, not through the social media. Okay, we've reached number 10, and I hope that you have a lot of imagination, because you're gonna help yourself to enjoy number 10. What I want you to do at number 10 is very simple. Once you had your dinner, you're gonna stay out until at least 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, I know that because of the coronavirus at the moment, there are strict rules, even for bars, etc. in Greece. I think, they have to stay until 12 o'clock at midnight. So, save this video for your next holiday. That's all I can say. But I want you for task 10 to stay until at least 4 o'clock in the morning. And this is why your afternoon siesta will help, because you're not going to be feeling tired already. So it is up to you how you would like to spend those hours. You can go to a bar and enjoy some cocktails or some drinks. You can get a bottle of wine and go and sit by the beach and enjoy it with your company, under the stars. You can go back to your accommodation and again open a bottle of wine or some drinks and sit in a balcony, switch off the lights and look up in the sky. You will be amazed how many stars there are in that sky when you go to Greece. In the UK, it is very, very difficult to see so many stars, partly because it's cloudy most of the time, but partly because of the pollution or because you live in a big city and the lights of the city do not allow you to see a dark sky. But you will be amazed when you look up in a Greek sky in the evening to see how many stars there are. But the important thing to do around this time is to do it again like a local. Drink slowly. With every sip, make every sip count. Okay? Talk a lot. Talk slowly. Look around you. Use your senses to save every single moment that you're living at this particular moment. Okay? Breathe the air around you. See, are you in front of the sea or by a hill? Are you in a bar? Look around the people. The Greeks don't mind staring. In fact, a lot of non-Greeks feel very intimidated, because for us Greeks, we don't find it intimidated or strange. If we see somebody and want to keep looking at him, we will, keep looking at him. So, do a lot of people watching. We love people watching. You will be amazed how many times by just sitting around for hours and people watch, you end up realizing at the end, but just by looking at somebody and their actions and movements, what this person is feeling or what this person is concerned about or stressed about, etc. So, open your eyes to the environment you're in and take it all in. All the noises, whether it's the waves of the sea or sounds of the night, the animals or the insects of the night, even the cars passing outside your window, or even a grandma or a mother shouting at the kids to come back home now and get to bed. All those things. Believe me, when you get back home, it's those things that you're going to be looking at your photos, and you're going to be putting a sound and a smell and a feeling into those photos. So I will leave that to your imagination. You have watched many Hollywood movies, many romantic Hollywood movies, so I'll just leave it at that. Maybe this is the time where you can relive your own Hollywood moment. If you saw a scene in a Hollywood movie you find so romantic that you said, "Oh my God, I wish I was there," or "I wish I could do that," this is your opportunity. You have until 4 hours in the morning, I'm only kidding, to do it. The life lesson for this task, it's pretty much what I described earlier. It's about making the most of every moment we have. You don't need to spend a lot of money or any money at all. It's all about experiences. In our lifetime, we don't remember the things we bought. We remember the things we experience. Okay, our first trip somewhere will always stay in our memory forever. Our first kiss, our first love. These are experiences. Yes, we might remember our first car, but you don't actually remember you don't actually care about the model that it was. It was the feelings and the pride that you got, the experience that you got of buying the car. So be very careful not to confuse happiness in life by what items you have, but by what experiences you have. The more experiences, the more fulfilling your life will be. And that's really it for today's episode. I hope you have taken notes of all these 10 tasks. As you saw, are quite simple, quite easy to do. And the reason I said that are to be done normally in the summer is because of the element of the sea and the beach. But even if you visit Greece in the winter and it's beautiful, you can sort of try and rearrange things. So for example, instead of going for a swim, you can go for a walk up in the mountains or the valleys, or in an archaeological area like that. But pretty much most of the elements are still the same. So your morning breakfast, your morning coffee, the talking with the owners and the waiters, the siesta in the afternoon, the lunch and dinner times, all those things are still remain the same. So I hope you like this video. Please leave your comments below or any questions you may have, and we will definitely answer them as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching this video. Until next time, see you.